Those Who Served War Museum in Princeton holds a range of artifacts connected to D-Day as well, with everything from U.S. Army Ranger patches from the 2nd and 5th Ranger Battalions that were involved in the D-Day invasion to the story of a Bluefield man named Nathan Reed who was injured during the Normandy invasion. The museum aims to protect those important stories of our country's history. Now, one historian at the War Museum says it is important to remember the past, and he's encouraging people to visit the War Museum to learn more for themselves.
When one nation tries to oppress another, and that's always going to happen. Wars has always happened. But if we fail to remember what has happened, then we'll live to repeat it again, because it's inevitable.
The museum has countless historic pieces with ties to World War II and all wars fought by the United States. One of the most notable pieces on display is Sergeant Junior Spurrier's Medal of Honor. Spurrier landed on the beaches of Normandy the day after the D-Day invasion as part of the 35th Infantry Division.